Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm really excited to have you here for another video. Now, before we move on to today's content, there's a few housekeeping items that we need to go over, so let's take a look at what some of those are. I have been getting messages from people all over the world about different opportunities. While I'm very excited to get your message about the opportunity, the best way you can get in contact with me is by clicking the link in the description. In the description below, you'll find a link for an opportunity discussion where you can book time on my calendar. When you click that link, it'll take you directly to my calendar. You'll have the most up-to-date information. You'll be able to put in your name, email, preferred method of contact, and a little short summary about what opportunity you have. After confirming and submitting, you'll receive a calendar invite where you and I can both talk. And during this time, you can go ahead and tell me all about your opportunity, and hopefully it's a good fit. So make sure you click the link in the description, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. With all the housekeeping items out of the way, let's get into today's content. So let's talk a little bit about open source and what does that mean? Open source means that the source code is actually available to everybody. Because the source code is publicly available, that means that we're able to see it, we're able to modify it, or we're able to distribute it however we see fit to our needs. And because it's open source and you have all the flexibility with open source, it gives you a couple advantages that you wouldn't get with a closed source solution, for example, Windows. So let's talk a little bit about what are some of the advantages. So one big advantage of being open source is stability. Because many people around the world can actually view the source code, they might find something that another programmer hasn't found. And on top of that, if you think about from the perspective of a company like Microsoft, if they don't have enough people dedicated to a particular project, let's say, for example, they might be working on Windows 12 and we're still trying to figure out some of the kinks of Windows 10, they're having to split up resources, right? And so those resources might not be able to handle some of the bugs that you'll find or some of the issues that you'll find with an operating system. As opposed to if you have open source, you have many people around the world that can contribute and work on the code, hence why they can find the problems in the operating system much faster than they could with, say, like a closed source solution like Microsoft. The fact that you can catch these bugs faster and the fact that you have a whole community around the world being able to view, modify the code, and give their suggestions, updates happen much quicker, and then on top of that, that leads to a more stable operating system. Another great benefit of open source is reliability. Speaking of reliability, I've been using Windows and Linux for many years now. Now, when I use Linux, especially for either development work or maybe just day-to-day use like browsing the internet or typing up a document, never once in all my time of using Linux have I ever seen this issue. Now, on the other hand, while using Windows, I've experienced that many times throughout the years, and of course I have to put my troubleshooting hat on and take time away from the necessary work that I have to do. So it gives you some perspective as to how reliable Linux is compared to other counterparts such as Windows. One final reason why open source is also very beneficial is security. Now, when we talk about developing an operating system and we're talking about all the things that go into it, there's a lot of issues that can arise from a security standpoint in how we program and write code for the operating system. And as I mentioned before, having that community and have experts from all over the world, they can bring in their insights and document certain things that they see in order to find those security flaws or security gaps that we have in operating systems. And that work can be contributed up into the final product, which is a secure, reliable, and stable operating system. So that'll do it for today's content. Hopefully you enjoyed, and more importantly, you learned something. I hope to see you back on the next video.